Metro Atlanta, home to nearly 4 million of us now. It is our vibrant, exciting, diverse, and growing region. It is Coca-Cola, CNN, the busiest airport. It's the Braves, the Falcons, and the High Museum of Art. It is Buckhead and Fayetteville, Conyers, and Douglasville, and so much more. Welcome to The Shape of Things to Come, presented by Metro Atlanta's Regional Planning Agency, the Atlanta Regional Commission. Through this show, we hope to better acquaint you with this place we call home and introduce you to some exciting things on the horizon. In this episode, we'll explore some new and exciting models that are emerging to create livable, attractive communities for Metro Atlanta's future. Just how charming or livable a community looks or feels lies in the eye of the beholder.
I like a neighborhood that has a sense of community where we can go out and do functions in the area.
The most important factor of a livable community is safety. To be able to enjoy your home, to walk through your community at night, that makes a community livable.
Being walkable and where you can go and talk to your neighbors and bring families and have a great educational system.
It's one where you can walk from where you live in a neighborhood or in a city to a lot of activities, events, shopping, eating.
Well, as a couple, we like gathering places where you've got maybe a different variety of restaurants nearby, from white tablecloths to ice cream shops, places you can get together with friends and family.
Hi, I'm Chick Krautler. I'm the director at the Atlanta Regional Commission. We're here today in Virginia Highland, a very walkable, pedestrian-friendly part of Atlanta. It's got shops, it's got restaurants, it's got a whole variety of housing choices. You know, livable communities means different things to different people, but they all have a few basic elements that are the same. At the Atlanta Regional Commission, we're trying to help our communities install those basic elements into the existing communities. There's some really exciting things going on in Atlanta, and we're really happy to be able to share them with you on this edition of The Shape of Things to Come.
In every quadrant of the metro area, we are seeing new community designs emerging, from Auburn Avenue to downtown Woodstock to the hamlet of Serenbe in the Chattahoochee Hill Country of South Fulton. It is a very exciting time for sure, and I have in the studio with me two people who are playing a major role in enhancing community livability today. Joining me are Pam Sessions. She is co-owner and president of Hedgewood Properties, which is spreading quality growth principles and green building designs throughout our region. And we have Atlanta architect Mike Sizemore, a nationally recognized expert on architectural design concepts using emerging smart growth techniques. Welcome to you both. I appreciate your time on A Shape of Things to Come. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Susan.
Interesting time, exciting time. And I'm going to begin with you, Pam. As a developer, describe to me your approach to livable, healthy communities.
Well, it starts, of course, with serving the needs of that community, of understanding what people want and understanding.
How do you go about determining that?
What we do in each location that we go into is actually have what we call a charrette process, where we bring in stakeholders and we find out, you know, what do you love about your community? What do you feel is lacking? Where's their opportunity for improvement? Because
and do you find people come to the table? I mean,
absolutely.
Are they interested in giving input? Okay.
They are, because there's a strong focus on growth. People are very aware. They can't hide from growth in the Atlanta region. So if they have any concerns about it, they'd much rather also have a voice in how that could best serve their neighborhoods and communities. So yes, they are. And really at many different levels, from the citizen to the government officials to environmentalists. Everyone, you know, has a perspective that collectively makes better built environments.
Mike, as an architect, what do you think makes up a healthy, livable community?
What makes up a great community is, like Pam was saying, you want to start with talking to the community. You want to have an idea what is special about that community. And then when you determine what's special about it, you can emphasize that in the physical development, which then can help shape the community. But when you actually see these communities, and the great thing is we've got them out there, you can go out, walk around them, have lunch, and enjoy the places. But what you'll find, the key characteristics is you'll find public spaces that are great to be in. You'll find that they're walkable. People meet each other walking. They get to know their neighbors. Your child can run down the block and practice soccer on their own. They don't have to be driven to a practice. Seniors, grandparents can live there near their grandkids, so that actually in the Woodlands in Texas, when they brought the grandparents in, what they found was they had safer streets because of eyes on the streets, and the kids' scores did better in school because they had the grandparents.
What are some of your signature elements that you incorporate into your designs?
Well, typically we will have a mix of uses, and we've done a lot of different kinds of building types, so they all fit together well within this town center or activity center in such a way that it creates some energy. It creates a great place to be.
Do you feel in general that the development, the architectural building community in Atlanta has responded well to the challenges?
I think the real estate development community in Atlanta is responding gloriously. There are probably a smaller group who are really getting into this, and it actually is getting to be a pretty tight, close group. Mm-hmm. But we exchange ideas a lot, and I think that it's coming along very rapidly. And of course, I think this is the hottest market, so to speak, for developers in the Atlanta area, and it's just really taken off.
And you say that Atlanta is a leader in the country.
Yes, I feel definitely we are. You know, Atlanta has a history of when there are problems, people come together and roll their sleeves up and figure it out.
Sure.
It's a very entrepreneurial friendly place. We have our builders and developers are for the most part small entrepreneurs to begin with and have grown companies here. So there's a flexibility built into that process where people are willing to carve a niche or to kind of pioneer a little bit more in the built environment.
Well, you've been in the business roughly 20 years, since the mid-'80s. As of late, though, or more recently, as we become more and more environmentally concerned, how has your thinking changed, and how have you been a better builder environmentally?
Well, it's once you sort of have that light bulb go off, you kind of wonder where you've been, because it's really just good business, and it's such an easy decision to make to build environmental awareness into your business model. We started really with our homes building to a green building standard that we established here first in Atlanta, and now it's grown to the southeast region, called Earthcraft House. And it's a high-performance home that really reduces energy use. It improves indoor air quality, which is a very important feature for families with so many children today with asthma.
Asthma, allergies.
Absolutely.
Mike, what impact do you think that the ARC's Livable Centers initiative is having on development in this area?
It has had a tremendous impact. The reason is that it has enabled many, many communities to take this first step of getting their act together, deciding what they want to do, and creating much better communities, which is, I think, that really is going to be the most immediate, best solution to the congestion and sprawl problems we've got.
I should point out that this initiative essentially provides some seed money and implementation money for jurisdictions that are trying to think very creatively.
Well, it helps from the developer's perspective, too, because you know who are your willing partners, who is interested in progressive growth.
What are we not doing today that you think we might be doing in 5 years?
Well, I think we're beginning to provide a lot more choice to our marketplace in our region, and I think that is just going to grow exponentially, because the diversity of lifestyle is growing and changing. So I think that we will begin to integrate our transit planning, our transportation planning with our land use planning much more. I think that we'll begin to really focus on our centers and corridors as major opportunities for higher density development, and just provide greater choice for the 2 million people that are coming in the next 25 years.
With that, I have to say thank you to both of you. I appreciate your time on Shape of Things to Come. Pam Sessions and, of course, Mike Sizemore. It was a pleasure.
Thank
you. Pleasure for me, too.
My pleasure.